I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are doing an end of September reading, and this is going to be for the sign of Gemini. This is just going to be what to expect for the rest of September. This has been a month of eclipses and 2 new moons and crazy energies, so we're just going to touch base with everyone, see how you're doing with your energy. Again, this is for the sign of Gemini. So keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. All right, Gemini, let us see what the rest of September holds for you. I'm going to start by getting some overall messages for you. See what the guides are wanting you to know right now. What is the most important message that is wanting to come through? I feel like reflect on how you are getting your message across to other people. Because I feel like there's this energy of like communicating to somebody or communicating to people, but like hitting a brick wall with the communication, or it not getting you the results that you're looking for. But I feel like you're being asked to take some time to reflect on how you're sending the message, how you're getting the message across. Like if you're feeling like if you're over explaining yourself to other people, you might feel that that's necessary, right? And that might be, because of past experiences that you've had of feeling misunderstood. But sometimes when we over explain ourselves, the message kind of gets lost in translation. And so I feel like if you're wanting better communication between you and another person, or just you and other people in general, just take some time to reflect on how you get your message across. Like before you even communicate, kind of like stop for a minute and ask yourself, like, what is it that I'm trying to express? What is the intention behind this expression? And instead of looking at it like, well, this person is not going to understand that, try to just express it in the most authentic way possible, in a way that reflects the message that you're trying to get across. Because like if say for example, you're connected to somebody and you feel like they're just not emotionally present and they're not emotionally available, but instead of saying that to that person, you say things like, oh, I wish you would show me more affection, or I wish you would show me more love. You might feel like that's hinting, right? And that person should pick it up, but you're not really getting your message across. You're using, without realizing it and without intending to, you're using passive aggressive communication. And when you communicate in that way, that's the type of communication you're going to get in return. And I'm not saying this to say like it's all your fault, but just reflect on how you get your message across, and like revamp how you're putting your message out there. And this could be for those of you who are, readers yourself, or you have a business, or you have a social media presence or something like that. If you're finding that you're not getting the feedback that you would like, examine how you're getting the message across. I also feel like you're being guided to elevate your vibration, elevate your energy, elevate your frequency right now. Get yourself into a higher vibration in a way that's not focused on the outcome or the victory or in a physical way. If you want more spiritual connections, if you want more elevated connections, if you want more higher vibration type of energy, especially in relationships with other people, if you're wanting growth in a relationship, you have to get out of the space of wanting to win or wanting to overcome or wanting to be seen or wanting to come out on top, and look at it more in the sense of teamwork. Like, we're working together for a common goal. And honestly, that message has come up for a lot of people in my collective readings, that anytime you're like looking in a spiritual direction for anything, anytime you're looking for more love, more fulfillment, more abundance, more higher vibration things, anything connected to spirit is not a battle. It's not a win or lose. It's not that you're trying to overcome obstacles. You're working together with your guides. When it comes to bringing growth into a relationship, if you look at it like, I need for this person to do this in order for me to be happy, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish in this. That's not really looking at it in a teamwork kind of aspect. And even sometimes we do the opposite, that this person, in order for them to be happy with me, they need for me to do this and this and this and this and this. That's not teamwork, right? That's you becoming something else in order to make that person happy, right? And that brings power struggles and power dynamics in relationships. And it also brings in this energy in relationships where both people will be very reactive to like every single minor little nuance that comes up, instead of when a problem comes up, okay, this is something that we can work together on, right? And I feel like that's the biggest message, especially for those of you in a relationship. If you want this relationship to work and grow and evolve, it has to get out of the battle mindset, the mindset of trying to accomplish something, the mindset of needing that person to do a certain thing in order to make you happy, or the mindset that it's you against them. It's you and that person working together. Yeah, I feel like you've learned a way to express your desires and just express yourself in general. The way that you've kind of learned how to express yourself is more in, it's like you've learned to not express yourself directly. You've learned that if you express yourself directly, that sometimes gets negative feedback, or you've had bad experiences from that. And so look at this. The sea serpent is our sacral chakra. It's our self-expression. The snake is your kundalini. It's your personal power. It's your creativity. And both of these are like spinning in a circle. So it's like you're trying to like contain your self-expression. You're trying to control what people see in you without trying to. And I feel like you're being guided to like shift how you're expressing yourself to where you can express yourself in an authentically confident way, in a I remember when, like, when I got into my first, like, adult relationship, I remember my grandma giving me advice, and I can't remember exactly the way that she worded it, but it was along the lines of, if you want a man to do something, men are very egoic creatures, and they don't like to be told what to do. And so you have to find a way to communicate what you want in a way that makes them feel like it's their idea. And that was her advice. And it seemed very reasonable, and it honestly worked, right? But I realized as I got older, that's passive aggressive communication. That's basically saying women aren't supposed to express their desires, and men are always supposed to be in charge, and you shouldn't feel like you can just express your desires or suggest anything, right? They have to feel like they're the ones that did everything, right? And I do feel like that was the mentality of, like, people that grew up in, like, I feel like between, like, the 50s and the 80s, and probably before that, right? That's how we, they were raised, and that's probably what our parents taught us, that you shouldn't just outwardly express yourself, because not everybody will like it, or this person might get offended by that. But I feel like that's taking away your power, and that's taking away your energy. You've mastered it. Like, you've mastered being able to communicate in a way that, it gets things accomplished. But I feel like it's making it the difficult way. It's draining your energy. It's making you feel resentful. And when you're expressing something in a way that is intended to make it easier for the other person to accept, when they don't accept it, you get resentful, right? And so I feel like, again, it's not to say that you're doing something wrong, but it is to say, is the way that you are expressing yourself really just giving away your power? And if you're giving away your power, it's going to be difficult to receive what you want, because you put yourself in a weakened position. And so you're showing up as the magician. So you are like this master manifester. But I think it's relevant to say that you're getting like, you are manifesting. You're getting everything that you're putting your energy and attention and focus to. And so if you looked at everything that's going on in your life and you go, okay, this is something that I've manifested, right? And I don't like how this has manifested. So what is that saying about where I'm putting my focus, where I'm putting my energy? For example, if you're connecting to somebody that's not communicating their feelings, they're not good at communicating with you, and you say to yourself, I've adjusted my communication to make it easier, but I still don't feel like that person is making any progress. In all honesty, you're not authentically expressing yourself, and that person is just matching your energy, not intentionally and not with any kind of awareness. But it's like, I feel like if you can say to yourself, okay, I have manifested this. So what am I energetically doing that is similar to this that I might need to adjust? Because what the challenge is the Queen of Swords, your truth. It's like you're manifesting, but you're not manifesting your truth. And for some of you, I feel like you're so focused on manifesting a certain outcome that has become the focus, manifesting the outcome, and it's overriding you being able to completely just be authentic. Authenticity is the highest vibration. And when we are in that vibration of authenticity, that's the highest vibration. That's when we can manifest everything. Our truth is what's important. Our authenticity. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I like this. I feel like for a lot of you, your focus is on manifesting a relationship or manifesting growth in a connection. And I feel like you're very like practically focused on this. You're very focused on the rules of everything. Okay, so in terms of law of manifesting, I just have to keep speaking what I want into existence and all of these things. But I feel like in all of that, it's like you're missing the heart-centered, the intuitive kind of messages, for some of you, I kind of feel like your past experiences make it kind of difficult to be open to new, like something new, like manifesting something new. And it's like you're putting a little bit out there, but you're not putting your complete authentic self out there. And I feel like that's the next logical step. Because you don't have a problem manifesting. You have a problem receiving what you want to manifest. Because you're seeing what you're wanting to manifest as a battle that you need to win, or a struggle that you need to overcome, or as a challenge. You're fighting to get what you want, and that doesn't make it to where you can receive what you want. It's kind of like to like, you're like trying to embrace that energy of I don't chase, I attract. And you're manifesting change, by the way. You're manifesting a shift, you're manifesting a change, you're manifesting stepping into a higher vibration. But if you're going by the concept I don't chase, I attract, then you probably should shift where your focus is, right? If you don't chase, you attract. Attracting means all you have to do is sit there in your authentic energy and not worry and let things flow. It kind of feels like what you're avoiding communicating, or what's not getting communicated, is the very thing that needs to get communicated. Because the stuff that's not getting communicated, it's like it's building and it's growing and it's creating all these stories and creating all of these assumptions. And does that make sense? And your guidance is to get control over your thoughts, get control over your overthinking. If you've got all this stuff that you're struggling with mentally, especially in regards to a relationship with another person, it's not doing you any good being in your head. Masculine energy is what we're actively doing, but also what we're choosing to focus on. And what we choose to focus on is basically like, it's where we're steering the boat to, right? That's where we're directing our energy. And so that's what we're manifesting, okay? So if you're constantly focused on the worst case scenario or things that you don't want to manifest, you're making it difficult for you to receive what it is that you want. I do feel like it's like there's a need to like get more serious about the way that you're communicating, or get more kind of down to the nitty-gritty of it. Because I feel like you know that you're a powerful manifester, but you really don't realize how powerfully how powerful of a manifester you are. Like, your focus is manifesting, your energy is manifesting, your fears are manifesting. And again, they want me to say that what is in front of you is something that you have manifested. And that's not to be said as a punishment. It's saying that your energy did this. So what about this do you not like, and where do you see that in your energy, and where can you adjust that? This is not to say that you're in a bad space. You're moving forward. You're making a lot of really good progress, although you might not be seeing the progress right away. I feel like the way that you're communicating to another person, it's like I feel like for some of you, you're wanting to know where this person stands with you. You're communicating to this person in a way to try to get them to communicate something to you. You're communicating in a way hoping that it will turn on a light bulb in their head, or that they'll match your energy and express their feelings too. But it's like you're communicating in an attempt to get something out of that person. And so it's being misinterpreted energetically as manipulation. And if you could just communicate as yourself, you would get more, because it's the things that aren't getting communicated that are hurting you. Okay, is there any... How are you seeing this situation? You're feeling like somebody's not being honest with you, or somebody's not being open with you. You're trying to figure out another person. I feel like you're trying to figure out how they feel about you or something like that, but you're really looking at what this other person is hiding or not expressing or not bringing to the surface. And I feel like you feel that this is not, like, this makes things more uncomfortable for you. So what is the truth of the situation? That, like, the other person is just as confused as you are. The other person is just as confused as you are. And it's because of the way that things are communicated. I feel like if this is a relationship, if this is like a romantic relationship, you both want the same thing, but the way that things get communicated, it's like confusing both of you. And it's because without realizing it, things are communicated in a more defensive way, or in a way of trying to prove a point, and it's like things are being communicated but not, there's no listening. I noticed when I first started reading, like I got a lot of Twinflame. I did a lot of Twinflame readings, and the biggest complaint in Twinflame readings was that they just wanted this person to tell them how they really felt. This person was not telling them how they really felt, and that was the focus. When is this person going to tell me how they feel? How are they feeling? When are they going to express feelings? But what I realized is the other people weren't expressing, like the clients weren't expressing feelings either. And when they were expressing feelings, it was because they wanted the other person to feel good enough to express those feelings. And the focus became so much on, I just want this person to tell me how they feel about me. And like everything else got, like it became such a hyper focus on that nothing else was being listened to. Like sometimes people show you how they feel and not necessarily express it, but it's like, and I feel like that might be going on with you to some degree. Like there's so much focus on wanting to get the truth out of this person, or needing this person to do a certain thing in the relationship, but it's not communicated directly. It's like communicated in a roundabout way in order to make this person feel comfortable enough or encourage this person to say something, but you're creating more limitations. Because for some of you, I feel like this person is misinterpreting your communication as an attack on their character. And feeling like I will never be able to do anything right. And I don't feel like that's your intention. But I just feel like because the communication is not your direct communication. I hope that makes sense, and I love you guys very much.